Hey guys, Adam Scholl here with Scholl Security Group. Just going to ramble about a couple things that are on my mind here while I'm on my way to the gym to get a little workout in and then teach a class. I just made a post recently on Instagram and subsequently on Facebook about equipment versus skill. And, obviously with the release of the Filster Flex, and I've been posting some pictures. We were T&E in it since May or so. People have been asking a lot about that specific piece of equipment, and I got no problem answering those questions or any other equipment questions. I think that having good equipment is absolutely, important. It's absolutely part of your overall, personal protective plan. But too many people draw the line at having good equipment. The posts where check out my EDC holster, my knife, my tourniquet, my med kit, my spare mag, my flashlight, so on and so forth. You name it. I think there's too many people that are preoccupied with that stuff, and they're missing the big picture. Most of those people are probably overweight. Most of those people probably don't exercise. They don't pick up heavy shit. They don't run. They don't get their heart rate up. They don't fight. They don't train combatives or jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai, boxing, Krav Maga. You name it, take your pick. And when you think about what's probable versus what's possible, you are so much more likely to need those hard skills, those physical skills that you get from the combatives environment. And when I say combatives, I mean anything from, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, Muay Thai, boxing, Krav. Take your pick, whatever works for you. But training physical skills as it pertains to fighting, once you're in a conflict, you're going to need that stuff 100 times more than you're ever going to need your firearm or even your tourniquet or your med stuff, for the most part. All right, and obviously this isn't set in stone, and shit happens. You might walk to the store and get robbed and end up using your pistol. But I can tell you, based on my experience of 17 plus years working in nightclubs, almost 10 years in law enforcement, another 15 in some type of private security, whether it's executive protection, close protection, armed, unarmed, static, mobile, you name it. I've done a lot of different types of stuff. I've been involved in numerous conflicts that involve physical force, having to use my hands, having to use my body to either protect myself or to use force against others. And in comparison, I can count on one hand the amount of times I've had to use a firearm in any capacity, whether it was simply to draw or anything along those lines in a civilian context. In law enforcement, obviously you're drawing your weapon more regularly, especially with what I did in law enforcement, clearing houses every day. You're drawing your weapon numerous times throughout the night, but I'm speaking in a civilian context. So when you prioritize your skills, you should be thinking about, number one should probably be fitness, and we can all do a better job there. If you've read John Mosby's stuff, he talks about that quite a bit in his Reluctant Partisan series of books. If you follow guys like Varg Freeborn, Paul Sharp, the whole ShivWorks group, fitness is something that should probably be number one on your skill building chart. Getting yourself in better shape, losing weight, transforming your body, being stronger, being more fit, having better endurance. All of these things are only going to benefit you, and all of us, myself included, and specifically after coming back from 2 months away, gaining a bunch of weight from not training, all of us need to do a better job there. You're probably more likely to die from a heart attack than you are from a gunfight. So fitness should be priority number one. After fitness, you can make an argument as far as what order of operations you want to put things in, but it's going to be heavily dependent upon your day-to-day life and what type of environment you work and live in. For me, having combative skills, whether it's grappling, striking, or all the above, weapons, integration of weapons, edge weapons, impact weapons, projectile weapons, is pretty high up because I've had to use that stuff quite a bit. So training something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu regularly, boxing, Muay Thai, Krav, these are all good places to get started, and eventually you want to cross-train in all of them. You don't want to be that guy that's a fantastic boxer, but as soon as somebody gets their hands on you and they grab you, you can't figure out how to get out of a simple clinch. Or you don't want to be that jiu-jitsu guy who's trying to roll around and fucking leg lock people, like you're member of the Danaher Death Squad in a nightclub environment where the guy that you're dealing with has 7 of his friends with him, and you're trying to put a fucking heel hook on while they're all stomping your face into the ground. So you need to cross-train, you need to grapple, you need to strike, you need to be fit, and then you want to start thinking about integrating weapons into your training, whether it's offensive or defensive or both. Priority probably on defensive, defending against someone who has a knife, or someone who has a gun, or someone who has a stick or an impact weapon of some sort. And then it would be good to learn how to use said weapons offensively. You learn how to use edge weapons, learn how to use impact weapons, specifically impact weapons, really, because you can look around you and find something to hit another human being with just about anywhere. And you can do a lot of the same stuff with edge weapons as well. If your state allows for lawful concealed carry, then you want to explore that option as well. But that's only a very small component. That's, there's still going to be places that you can't carry that firearm. There's still going to be situations that it's not justifiable to use that firearm, and you're going to be so much better served to have your physical fitness and your combative skills, your grappling and striking skills, be that much higher up on your list of priorities. You're going to use that stuff so much more, or you're likely to use that stuff so much more, in my opinion and in my experience, than you're going to use firearms. And it's great to be prepared. I carry a gun every day. I carry a gun all over the place, pretty much as possible. I carry other things. I carry a flashlight and medical stuff and an edge weapon and all that stuff. But realistically, my mindset is, if you strip me down naked and I have absolutely nothing, no tools of any kind on me, and say you put me in prison, and Vard talks a lot about this kind of stuff from his experience, and he's been posting some really good content lately with regard to criminals, guys that are inside prison, showing what their mindset is, what their skill set is. A lot of people think they have no skills, and that's just couldn't be further from the truth. My mindset is, if you strip me down completely naked, and when I used to train in the military, I would basically say exactly this when I taught my introductory block of combatives. If you get rolled up in some third world country, stripped down ass naked, and you have absolutely no tools on you, you should not feel unarmed. You should not feel like you're completely incapable because you don't have your M4 or your Beretta M9 or your knife or your insert favorite, tool here. I still have all the skills that I bring to the table up here in my head, and I'm physically fit enough, and always working to improve that level, to implement those skills. So I think that's the mindset that everybody should have, is you start there, you build your foundation with physical fitness and hard skills, combative skills, and then you add the tools and the stuff later. And that way, when you're without those tools, when you're in a federal building, or you're on an airplane, or you're in some other country or some other place or another state, like the People's Republic of New Jersey, where you can't carry anything, you don't feel unarmed. You still have your capabilities, you still have your skills. And this is just the physical side of the house. We're not even delving into the mental side. The side where we talk about, awareness, paying attention, being prepared, having a plan, all those types of things. That's a topic for another day. Right now, I'm just simply saying, don't worry about buying the latest and greatest holster if you don't have the skills to support the use of that product. Don't be a gear collector if you're not going out and training jiu-jitsu or Muay Thai or boxing or something, at least a few times a week. If you're sitting on the couch watching this and you're overweight, do something about it. You want some motivation? Listen to Jocko Willink. He'll basically make you feel like a lazy piece of shit, and you'll have no choice but to get up and get moving. We all go through peaks and valleys. We all have times where we're doing more and times where we're doing less. Right now in Pennsylvania, where I'm at, it's winter time. My classes have been a lot slower than they typically are. People are being lazy. They're staying at home. They don't want to leave the comfort of their warm house. But guess what? You're not going to get any more dangerous sitting on your couch. And you're not going to get any more fit sitting on your couch. So if you're the type of person that's watching this, then I would imagine you're the type of person who's concerned about their personal protection and the protection of their loved ones and their family members. The only way to improve that is to build skill, build fitness, read books, watch videos, take courses. You got to do it all. You want to be a reader, a writer, a thinker, and a fighter. You got to do it all. So if you're watching this, turn it off, get up, get off the couch, go for a walk, go for a run, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, go to the gym, sign up for a class, hit a bag, go to the range, you name it. But do something. Thanks.